Hey guys, Dashing Subtitle here, and I am proud to be the coach of your Seattle Sigalefs. We are participating in the third season of the UNPL, the Uva Naranja Premier League, hosted by Danny and Kurt, and I believe it is time for us to give it our all. Your Seattle Sigalefs use Future Sight, and I am predicting that you will hit the like button, comment below, and subscribe for more Pokemon Draft League content in approximately 2 to 3 minutes. And if you don't, the Future Sight attack will come get you. And trust me, the Sigalefs know. So, you better like the video, comment below, and subscribe before it's too late. The league was divided into 2 pools of 12 coaches, and as you see below, we are in the Uva Division, and we were 10th pick out of 12th. So, the bottom end of the wheel, which I was honestly fine with, since there were a lot of new mons that returned with the DLC, and mons that came, and new mons that came with the DLC, so I felt I could get something good at 10th. As you can see in front of you are the Terra rules. Mons 12 points and below can Terra. 2 to 3 Terra Mons, and we can draft 2 to 3 Terra Mons, and they must equal 18 points in total. Each Terra cap must have 3 Terra types to Terra into, and 1 must be a stab type. Without further ado, let's get started with our draft analysis, starting with our first round pick, Ogerpon-Hearthflame. Ogerpon-Hearthflame is a fantastic mon. It has the same stats as all other Ogerpon forms. 120 attack and 110 speed are amazing. This thing has access to Knockoff, U-Turn, Spikes, Taunt, and Synthesis. It has access to offensive tools in Swords Dance and Trailblaze, and its main attribute is its signature move, Ivy Cudgel. 100 base power fire type move that has high chance to crit, because we are wearing the Hearthflame mask. And apparently, when Ogerpon wears a mask, it gets a 20% boost to not only its stabs, but to all of its moves, which I find to be amazing, on top of having Mode Breaker as our ability is amazing. And I am proud that your Seattle Sigalefs have the first ever Ogerpon-Hearthflame Draft League team. The Ivy Cudgel resists for Ogerpon are Fire, Water, Rock, and Dragon types. Naturally, Ogerpon can just use Horn Leech or Power Whip versus the Water and Rock types, but we really struggle versus Fire types. That's where our round 2 pick, Palafin, comes in. Nifflap. You guys know what Nifflap does. Choice Band, Jet Punch, Wave Crash, Flip Turn, Close Combat, and call it a day, right? While yes, most of that is true, I'm genuinely really excited to use Palafin and Wi-Fi. This mon has many good sets, Bulk Up, Scarf, as previously mentioned, Choice Band. I've also seen Assault Vest Palafin with some success. Nifflap. Nifflap's only flaw is 0 to hero, needing to bring out baby Palafin and swapping it out. Well, this is usually a good thing because you can just lead Palafin and swap it out or click Flip Turn. You just want to Scarf Finn for the Goth or Dougie matchups that want to trap you in there. And with Palafin, we have our Fire, Water, Grass core in Ogerpon Palafin, which genuinely have no switches combined. Next, we decided to pick up our first Terra captain of the UNPL. I saw this thing was a lot of Terra, and I had to snag it. Our first Terra captain is Toxtricity, that can terrestrialize into the Electric, Normal, and Flying types. Toxtricity, as you guys know, clicks Terra Normal Boom Burst, and 2-shots everything in the game. I feel Terra Electric was better over Terra Poison as our stab type, because Electric has less resists than Poison, and Flying made me immune to ground and could hit the soundproof mons like Komodo and Abomasnow with Terra Blast. Toxtricity gives me a special breaker that can boost speed with Shift Gear, and I'm really excited to use Toxtricity on this team. Accordingly, Palafin wants good pivots and bulk, so you can lead Palafin and bring in a defensive piece for your team and bring Palafin back into the battle. So, A defensive piece with pivot fit our next mon, Mandibuzz, perfectly. Mandibuzz is back with a DLC, and people don't realize this, but Mandibuzz lost nothing in Paldea. It still is Toxic, Knockoff, U-Turn, Roost, Defog, Taunt, Foul Play, Whirlwind, etc. The only thing Mandibuzz lost was the nerf PP to Roost, which does hurt a little bit, but I feel like I can manage with it. Mandibuzz still has Defog, which is always amazing in Paldea decks, where removal is none. Mandibuzz isn't taunt fodder either. With its base 80 speed, it can run speed in certain matchups. To get off knocks and defogs, and it is probably the best ghost resist in the entire game, so I'm glad to finally have Mandibuzz back. Our next Terra Captain was Galarian Articuno. This pick was an error originally. I was at a wedding and my phone was absolutely dead, and I told one of my friends that I was getting Articuno and gathered because it was 7 points, and then I went off the route completely once I picked up Mandibuzz. But don't worry, because I actually managed to build around it and kept it on our team. And it is one of our Terra Captains. It can terrestrialize into the Flying, Fighting, and Steel types. Flying is really good for strong Hurricanes and Terra Blasts, if I don't want to miss. Agility, Calm Mind, Recover, Terra Blast, unlike a Fizdef Articuno, can be crazy in specific matchups. Fighting helps break Darks and Steels, and Steel is to be a bulky Steel with Recover and U-Turn if the matchup calls for it. Next, we need to get our Steel type fast, and after getting sniped of Jirachi, I thought Bronzong fit this team very nicely. Gives me a Stealth Rocker and a Steel immune to ground with Levitate or resist fire with Heat Proof, depending on the matchup. Bronzong gives me a really solid defensive piece paired with Mandibuzz, especially because both of my defensive pieces right now are immune to spikes, which is amazing. So I'm really excited to use Bronzong paired with Mandibuzz on our team. Next, I thought I was fairly weak to dragons, and I really wanted another spiker outside of Ogerpon. So, we snagged up Diancie. Having Diancie, Bronzong, and Mandibuzz as a defensive core is amazing. Like I said prior, Paladin wants defensive mons, so it can activate its baby form. It definitely can with how much bulk we have. Diancie makes it so dragons can outrun D-Dance and Recovery due to them needing a move for Diancie and Bronzong, which Diancie and Bronzong are both weak to ground, but Levitate makes Bronzong immune to EQs from offensive dragons. So I appreciate Diancie on this team, giving me a pivot and baton pass, and a strong mod that can fire off powerful diamond storms and can be very annoying for my opponents to deal with spikes and rocks. And with how bulky Diancie is, I can get up hazards with this mod freely and forcing my opponents to spin or defog. Next, my goal was to grab a defensive fighting type with Stealth Rocks, so it can switch into the rock type moves Ogerpon is weak to, and I liked Komodo. It has a solid defense stat, can boost all of the stats with Clangor Soul, can run Dragon Dance sets, Iron Defense Body Press sets, and Stealth Rock defensive sets. Komodo gives us a solid Fairy Dragon Steel core in Diancie, Komodo, and Bronzong, which I'm genuinely happy with. Our next pick, I wanted a normal type. I wanted a normal type. The Dunsparce I wanted a normal type. The Dunsparce was 13 points. Dunsparce was 3 points. Since I was running low on points, we grabbed Dunsparce. This mon got Toxic and Scale Shot with the DLC, and it can make coil sets work better, can use Glare, Roost, Baton Pass sets, and can be really annoying with Serene Grace, Headbutt Flinches, Ice Beam Freezes, and Flamethrower Burns. It's a really good Ghost Resist. Ghost Immunity. Round 10 comes along, and I see a mon that is still on the board, and I was grabbing my ground type this round, and Donphan is still there in round 10. One of the best rabbit spinners in the format is around somehow. I'll take it. Donphan is a good rocker, good rabbit spinner, has powerful earthquakes, and can throw off powerful stone edges or ice spinners for the flying types. Oh, and can use knockoff to get rid of items for the opponent's team, which is always welcome. And sturdy with boots lets Donphan be an anti-sweep button, which I know I need in some matchups. And then our last one is nothing special. It's Cryogonal. Cryogonal is a good speed tier. It fills the speed gap between Ogerpon and Palafin at base 105. Gives me another Rabbit Spinner and can throw a powerful Freezers and has Recover as a specially defensive mon for our team. And that is it for our draft analysis. I believe I can have a great success with this team, and I hope you guys join us on this journey. If you want to support your Seattle Sigilyphs, join the UNPL draft server and get the Sigilyphs reaction rule. I'm looking forward to bringing you fantastic Pokemon Draft League content this season. Once again, shout out to Danny and Kurt for allowing your Seattle Sigilyphs to participate in the UNPL Season 3. And make sure to check out the rest of the coaches below. But without further ado, that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, my subtitle squad, and to everyone else that is watching, thank you.